Do these guys look serious or what? No wonder a big task lies ahead. The Governors have played close to 60 ball games since May. They've managed to win 36 with a second-place finish in the Western Division tourney. Here's the architect.
As a coach, you know, you work to get the best out of them towards the end of the season, and right now they're playing tough defense. The pitching's getting a lot better. Our hitting's come around, and we're looking for a good, strong effort to win the state championship.
What about being in the tournament? What gonna put butterflies in your gut?
That's when I come on strong. I don't know what it is.
You mean you're a money player?
Yeah, basically. Chances are really good. We get the bats going. Our defense and our pitching, I say, is the best in the state.
The Governors match up against Devils Lake tomorrow at 4:30. Coach gave us the scouting report.
Devils Lake has good pitching. They play fairly well defensively. I'd say similar. They're a lot similar to us. You know, they got pitching and defense. They hit the ball okay. Probably looking for a pitching duel against them.
Fred Bogley, Dan Lear, Tom Horner, and Jeff Skivicki, some of the other main characters on this Governors team. What a great way to wrap up a season. What does it mean to you to be in the state tourney?
It's a great feeling. Glad we're there.
Go get 'em, Governors. At first glance, one might guess these fellows auditioning for a part in maybe a new Rocky movie. No way are these four Bismarck athletes headed for Hollywood. Rather, their destination is Hershey, Pennsylvania. They compete there this weekend in the Hershey National Youth Track and Field Meet. Their specialty is the 4x100 relay. Talk about how this group was born.
Well, we were, just goofing around at a dance one night, and then we just brought up the idea of Hershey track meet and running a relay and seeing how we could do to just have fun. And we weren't expecting to go this far. The foursome qualified for the national competition by winning a district and then a state meet back in June. I understand you don't have a coach. Has it been hard to make yourselves come out and get together and work out?
Not really. We're all friends, so we know each other. We get together about every day and train.
I imagine you've been pushing each other then.
Yeah.
Pretty good workout, huh?
Yeah. We're working pretty hard. We've been doing this for about 2 weeks now.
How do your legs feel?
They feel good. I think I'm in the best shape that I've been in for a long time.
Speaking of time, the best they've mustered in the 4x100 is 49 seconds. Let's hope that clocking can make their all-expenses-paid trip to the East a total success. Practice, practice, practice. In this sport, your safety and well-being depend on it. This is 15-year-old Rachel Johnson. She'll be a sophomore this year at Bismarck High School. Already she's made a name for herself in the world of gymnastics. Johnson has been named 1985's National Uneven Bars Champion by the High School Coaches Association. Her average meet score of 9.6 for the event was better than anybody else's.
I was really surprised. I didn't know what to expect. He told me a couple of weeks before that I might have a chance for it, but I never really thought I would get it. I started when I was about 8 or so, and my mom just enrolled me because I was so active, and uneven bars, I used to like them, and I just became better at them and stuff. So.
Johnson has spent the summer working out almost every day, but not just on the unevens. She's also adept on the beam, vault, and floor routine.
She's a very hard worker. Tremendous worker. She'll put in a lot of time and extra time, and any sports you see, the ones that really go someplace are the ones that put in time by themselves.
What about, Rachel, the added pressure? You go to these meets now with the title national champion. You're going to have something to live up to.
Yeah, but I'll just try my hardest, and that's all I can really do.
Bismarck's Rachel Johnson tops on the unevens.
All right, good swing. Just lift it up a tiny bit.
Stay down a little longer next time. Stay down over the ball. Your eye on the ball.
This pro stressed the importance of proper grip for iron play.
See, I'm going to put it right up on top. Now, why you put it down is so your right hand can cover up and fall in the right position. Now, the proper way to grip it in your right hand, see, it's just like holding a pistol. See, you see where it is right here? So you always got that right forefinger out on these two fingers, never touch.
Extensive instruction in the art of pitching.
Fall back in the stance, get still. Use the shoulders to hit the ball, not a hand. Try to keep it minimal body movement as possible on this shot. Ball, speed, your stance, back towards the right foot. Okay. Hit down and firm. Watch the ball down.
The youngsters learn to deal with hazards.
Just stance up. With your club face nice and open. Get down behind the ball, let the stand take it out of the trap. That's it.
And finally, the skill that separates the handicappers from the champions.
Keep that wrist firm when you putt. Just like this. Left wrist. That's the one thing that I would say you need to do in putting. The grip, the stance, that is whatever feels comfortable. But keep that left wrist firm. Being steady over the ball. Real still. The head stays perfectly still. Once you set yourself to putt, that head stays as still as possible. And after you got your grip, your wrist is firm, your head's steady. Now the stroke. You stroke the ball, you take it back nice and slow, and you go through it at the same speed.
By the time high noon rolled around each day, the Duffers had worked up some mighty big appetites. The club obliged with hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, cookies, and lemonade. Mother Nature provided the shade. The afternoon sessions lasted till about 2:30 and featured special guests. On Monday, the Virginia State Golf Association provided Wallace McDowell and a rules and etiquette film.
If a ball is lost outside a water hazard or is out of bounds, the player shall play a ball under penalty of one stroke as nearly as possible at the spot from which the original ball was last played or moved by him.
In other words, if your drive is out of bounds, you play again from the tee. And your next stroke counts as your third, not your second.
On Tuesday, the kids were mesmerized by precision shot artist Jack Roseman.
Okay, and we're going okay, and this is going right, and I don't know, but there we are. Let's see how far.
There's something back there that you left behind. No time.
All right.
Buy me a ticket
There.
on the last train.
That's fine, sitting on there. You don't know it. There we go. Oh, no.
Hear the echoes and feel yourself starting to turn.
Were you surprised at some of the shots he made?
Yeah.
He had some tricks, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
What were some of the things that he tried to tell you all that you'll think you remember?
He told us not to smoke and just have good posture when you hit the ball. Yeah, he taught us a lot about how to play golf and to go out and have some fun and not just don't get mad at some bad shots you make. And that you can't make, every shot you make can't be good.
Wednesday afternoon's guest attracted many of the parents, and why not? 74-year-old Sam Sneed, one of the all-time greats, held center stage.
When you play golf, you should always make sure that your clubs are clean, especially the iron clubs that you're trying to put backspin on. That's what they put those grooves on there, that they bite into the ball and put that backspin to it. First again now, I'll set the club to the ball, get the proper distance with that club.
After the demonstration, Slam and Sammy took on 3 other club members in a 9-hole mini stroke play tournament. The putts wouldn't fall for him, but he enjoyed it just the same.
If you had one thing, just one thing you would tell them about the game, that if they put that in their mind and remembered it every day, they'd eventually be successful.
Well, I think the big thing, of course, kids will practice, but as you get older, it's like fighters. They cut corners in training, and then that's when they get killed. And if you don't practice, you get out of golf by what you put in it. You've got to practice. The person with the most talent will eventually be the best, and it seems to hold up the longest. But it takes, I think, a person with a lot of fire to play any sport, championship caliber. If a fellow, I've had people say, my son should make the greatest golf player in the world. It doesn't bother me if he makes a bogey or a birdie. He said, it just doesn't bother me. I said, I want the guy who want to eat the ball and eat the hole and the club and everything else and break everything. Now when you get those fellows, collared, get them down, it's just like a fiery horse. You break your spirit and the horse is no good. So I think that's the same way with humans in this sport. They got to have a lot of fire, a lot of desire. It's a desire and ability. Those two run hand in hand.
By the time Thursday and Friday rolled around, the kids were anxious to try out their newly honed skills in the heat of battle. Competition was staged on the putting green and on the driving tee. The final day found them pitted against each other in various age group stroke play mini tournaments. Why, Will and Johnny needed sudden death to decide the 8 to 9-year-old championship. It was great. Local TV was there as both pulled the opening tee shots way right. Will had to improve a bad lie under the watchful eye of the officials. He would go on to win the playoff thanks to some precision putting.
Mr. King, I thought you looked a little nervous when you were teeing off sudden death.
Well, I was. My legs were weak, and I just didn't feel like I was going to win.
You're amongst friends, Frankie. Tell us what happened. You lost by a stroke.
I was nervous.
Were you real nervous?
Yeah,
You didn't look like it.
I was. I just wanted to get it over with.
Why?
I don't know.
The last official function of the camp was the award ceremony. All 129 participants received certificates of merit. Trophies went out to the various contest winners. The post-camp reviews were good.
I enjoyed especially the tournament because we got to play a lot.
And you obviously did well.
Well, I did okay. Oh, I've been playing for about 4 years.
But you still felt like there were some things you could learn here.
Yeah, my pitching was off and I would hit it over the green a lot. But now I'm pitching pretty close to the hole.
What were some of the most important things you think you learned?
Well, the grip and, the hazards and how to work with the clubs.
I wanted to do something to promote golf in the area, or junior golf and all in the Stanton, Augusta County area here. We at the club here had very few juniors. We might have had 20 kids, and I wasn't getting enough kids to participate in things, so I asked the board of directors maybe to allow me to open up to the public our junior golf program. So that's when I went to William Elliott, because with Hayes Chevrolet, to help me sponsor.
Anything that's good for youngsters is good for the community, and I think all companies are community-minded, community-oriented, and what we wanted to do really was just give the youngsters in this community an opportunity to be properly introduced to the game of golf. And this did that. It really gave them some good experience over a period of 5 days, and hopefully they all got something from it.
The Paul Gooden Hayes Chevrolet Junior Golf Camp. A surefire way to show youngsters firsthand that the game of golf is anything but a long walk ruined. An air of quiet confidence prevails at the Demon camp. The defending state champs have tradition on their side. They've made the playoffs 5 of the last 6 seasons, but you can't ignore the facts. They've lost 15 to graduation, only 2 starters are back on 0, 3 on defense, and their size won't scare anybody.
I think we've got good team quickness. I think we know how to win. I think we're going to have a good offensive line. Probably a weakness right now is in the secondary. We only have one person back there, Steve Feeney, so we've got to find some people that can cover pass. We just lack a little experience, and I think we just got to get a couple games under our belt. We'll be all right.
Well, you guys have been together now a week and a half. How's it gelling, or is it?
It's coming through pretty good right now. We still need a little more work. We're just, we only got 2 weeks of practice, but we're doing pretty good right now. Everything's come together pretty good.
Quarterback Steve Feeney can throw the ball, but once again, the Demons will be an option team. Andre Twite, their burly fullback, taking it up the gut, got him last season's 11-1 mark.
Defending a state championship is a tough proposition. Everybody's gunning for you. The veteran Demon ball players, they know that.
Oh yeah, they'll be coming after us, but we're ready for them, just like last year.
You got a lot of teams looking down at you. They're coming back for you. They want you. But I imagine you guys are primed and ready for the challenge. We're ready.
We'll find out soon enough. Bismarck opens against Jamestown next Tuesday.
Henry.
Your first story, Paul, may very well be what one local team needs to get in gear.
Well, sports teaches us to forget the bad performances and think about the present and the future, and that's what the Century ball players are doing. Not very many to a whole bunch. That's the way 6th-year Century High football coach Bruce Jacobson responded when I asked him about last year's team and the win-loss record. We quickly moved from the past to the present.
Well, I feel very confident. I feel right now with the team we have, we got good things ahead for us.
Man, let's hope so. After last year's 2-7 record and a tie for last place, things can only get better for the Patriots. 21 seniors will lead the 85 edition.
In the offensive line, we have Brent Hilken and Steve Burry in both the tackles. And our 2 guards, John McDonald and Kurt Magstead, are returning. And those 4 form a very solid nucleus for us on our offensive line. And defensively, I think Ken Clark should be one of our better football players. He's at free safety, and Mike Sullivan's at strong safety, and those 2 were both starters for us last year. And then Brent Hilken again is one of our linebackers, and Steve Burry is one of our linebackers, and Mick Coven's one of our linebackers, and all 3 of those started at one time or another during the course of the season last year.
Century will run the optional offense. They'll sport a 4-man front on defense. But a key factor may be their mental attitude. These guys believe.
Are the tools here? Oh yeah, they're here. It's all going to come together. We're just going to be a real good team, real good football team. We're going to be tough.
Oh, we have a very good attitude at our school right now, and things are really going well. Our line is really blocking extremely well. Of course, that's important. Of course. Our backs are running really hard and hitting the holes hard, and everything's putting together good.
I really believe, and I think the kids believe, that we have as good a chance as anybody in our conference of finishing on top of it.
Century High's Patriots, loaded for bear in 85.
Okay, if he points for him to come down, what do you do, Brad?
A little over 50 kids are donning the pads in the Braves camp, but only 3 starters are back. 16 seniors, some of them newcomers, will take the lead in the battle.
The Braves finished in a tie for last place in the WDA last year. You know they want to do better this season. Coach, what do you say to me if I call this a rebuilding year for Mandan?
I get upset, because I think we got some kids that can play ball, and you can call anything you want. I think there's a 3rd spot there in that playoff, and I think that the WDA might be down a little bit, and just because we graduate a lot of seniors from different clubs, And there could be a power vacuum out there, and I like to think Mandan can be one of the teams that can sense it and maybe find that third spot.
John Jensen, Lonnie Wind, Randy Barnhart, Scott Kraft, and Joel Pins, some of the two-way starters.
Camp this season, what's it been like so far?
Hell. It's been pretty easy. Not too easy, but it's been easier than last year conditioning-wise, but we've been getting a lot more plays done. A lot more work on the offense instead of more conditioning.
Phil, what do you like about the offensive scheme this year?
I think it'll be...
Let me ask you, are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy. Everything's going good. Because I think we got some really good running backs.
Mm-hmm. What about your defense? How's that look to you?
I think that'll be our strong point of
Depth will be the obvious problem for Mandan, but with a few breaks and some lucky bounces, they could be very competitive.
Stay square. Go again.
It is quite simply a training room on wheels, brainchild of the Sports Institute's Board of Advisors.
The people in our sports medicine department have done some analysis, and those analyses indicate that there is a real need for a mobile type training unit to be able to go outside the Bismarck-Mandan area and provide services for the smaller surrounding communities.
On board, instruments to help in the prevention and treatment of injuries. This is the ultrasound. It breaks down scar tissue and increases circulation. Great for sore ankles and knees. Here's chirotherapy. It uses a mixture of antifreeze and water to do the same thing that an ice pack would, except it's better. And for those who are injury-free and want to stay that way, the Biodex. With the use of a computer, it composes a total physical fitness profile of an athlete. Finally, the Cybex 2. It helps one get the most out of a workout by providing a consistent level of muscle resistance. It also pinpoints particular muscle weaknesses. The mobile training room took $33,000 to put on the road. It'll cover 6 different routes. It'll visit 38 different schools in a 100-mile radius of Bismarck. The van will also be on hand at various sporting events around Bismarck and Mandan throughout the year. It is an idea whose time has come thanks to St. A's. Bicycle motocross is fast, exciting, and as you can see, highly competitive. And these kids go at it 9 months a year. A lot was at stake this weekend. Besides the truckload of trophies, riders earned points towards the overall season standings. Yesterday's participants got a special bonus. Points awarded were multiplied by 3 to make showing up really worth it. They're grouped by age and skill level. $20 is the yearly cost to belong to the United States Bicycle Association. After a long season, everybody's ranked according to the number of points racked up. Here's one of the best.
I didn't do too good this weekend.
What did you do?
I took 5th on Saturday and 5th on Sunday.
What was the problem?
I didn't do very good, and today I wiped out.
Here's the race everybody waited for, the 17 and over expert class. Watch the guy in the black pants and a blue helmet.
Tell us what happened in that, fourth turn?
We just kind of got next to me, got a little squirrely, because he doesn't jump very well, and he went underneath me and wiped us both out.
What was running through your mind when you're laying in that dirt? Did you think you had a chance to get up and win it?
Well, I knew I could get up, probably get a third or something, but I looked back and there was nobody else up, so I just kept going.
Bicycle motocross, a real blast this weekend in Bismarck.
Excellent.
It was 50 years ago today that Hall of Famer Satchel Paige led Bismarck's semi-pro integrated baseball team to the national title. They outlasted 32 other teams in the double elimination tourney in Wichita. He would go on to become one of the first black players in the majors. He pitched 6 seasons in the bigs, all with Cleveland. The legendary Satchel Paige pitched just 1 full season for Bismarck on this field, what is now known as Legion Ballpark. That was in '35 when they won it all. Some still remember.
Satch was one of the greatest pitchers there was. I don't care, they can name any white guy, but Satch could outthrow any of them. I've also seen the time when Satch, in the 9th inning, when he was playing in the House of Davis team one time, he would bring all these fielders, the infielders, all in, set them on the bench, and all be on the diamond was Satch and Troopy's catcher.
I don't believe it.
Yes, it's true, and he would strike the last 2 guys out.
Lester's wife remembers Page because she dated one of his Bismarck teammates.
He was a real nice guy. Everybody liked him. And we were real proud to have a ball team that big in Bismarck.
It's been 50 years, but the man who put Bismarck on the baseball map will never be forgotten. The Indians called him Long Rifle. 159 of the state's top throwers labored in the 2-day event. Competition in 16 different categories for the gents, 3 for the ladies. Here is Adelaide Smestad of Mayville. She took first in Class A with a perfect 7-0 record. Mavis Olson's 5th place finish in the top class was the best Bismarck could muster.
I'm sure you're not happy, though, with that finish.
No, I'm not, because the last 2 years I've been Class B champion, state champion. I was just a little bit outclassed today.
They played 3 points for a ringer, just 1 for the closest to the stake. The first player to 50 points won the game. There were 12 contestants in the Class A ranks, including 5-time state champion Jerry Black. It went down to the wire. Black took a 9-1 record into his last scheduled match against 60-year-old Wally Rizlov of Cooperstown, the 1966 state champ. He'd also lost just 1 match on the day, and it was the veteran who jumped out to a quick 22-5 lead. Black rallied to pull back even at 22, but then he went cold. Rizlov surged ahead and etched out a 51-32 victory. He carted 51 ringers in 80 tosses.
Were you at your best today?
Be honest. Under the pressure, I think I was. Yeah, but I've pitched better horseshoe than that, but under the pressure, I think I done pretty good.
Ditto as far as the rest of the contestants. Just to have qualified for the tourney was quite a feat. The Mystics won but 2 ball games last season under first-year head coach Brent Tischer, but 70 kids turned out this summer to try and turn things around.
We've got much more positive attitude here than we have than we had last year. I don't know about the years prior, but I'm very happy about the situation right now.
The attitude is really different because we have a lot of quality kids out, or players out today. Leadership, I feel, is
of course you got to provide
better.
That.
Yeah, leadership of the sophomores. Everyone is more intense. They really want to get out there and they want to win some games.
No longer will BJC put their freshmen and sophomores up against other schools' juniors and seniors. They've dropped from the North Dakota College Athletic Conference.
How do you like this new schedule?
Well, I love it. We're playing 4 JV teams out of the for example, like last year, Jamestown College, we played their varsity. Well, this year we're going to play their junior varsity. We're playing Mayville State's junior varsity. We're playing Valley City State's junior varsity. And we're playing Wapton twice, which I think is a natural rivalry.
18 sophomores among the Mystics' 65-man roster. Most agree having a year to adjust to a new staff will be a big plus this season. And they're not humble either.
Well, we got a good team. Really good. Defense is really strong. Offense is, we got a good quarterback in Chase. I really feel he's good. And we got good linebackers. Got my brother and we got Herman, guy from Chicago. You got to win if you want to have fun. That's the goal this year. We want to win.
Go for it. The season opener tomorrow in Kansas. Hey, you guys, the KX12 Folk Fest golf tournament's coming up real soon. I need some lessons.
Okay, Paul, take it easy. Let's see what you can do.
Let's go. Oh, man. Look out! Oh, man, I need some help, you guys.
Just relax, Paul. Take it nice and easy.
Oh, let's try it again. Let's see what we can do here. Bullseye! The KX12 Folk Fest Golf Tournament, September 21st and 22nd. It'll be a blast. First of all, what the heck is a goomy? Why, that's simple. It's any river-faring craft relying solely on inner tubes for flotation. As you can see, they came in all shapes and sizes for the 3rd annual run down the Missouri. 15 twosomes attacked the choppy river. Ha! One Goomy never got out of the blocks. It's all in the design, fellas. How about KX12's race escort? A Doberman by the name of Ruby. A strong southerly wind and good old Mr. Sunshine greeted each and every contraption during the 3.5-mile jaunt to Fox Island. It was no contest. The Mr. Bubbles team, defending champion Rolf Sletton of Bismarck and John Bogler from Fargo, won easily. Give me the pre-race strategy, both of you.
Pre-race strategy is to roll fast and work hard and want to win really badly. The secret to the whole thing really is to build a boat that has as little drag in the water as possible. You want it to float high out of the water if you can, but more importantly, it shouldn't be too wide and it shouldn't plow too much water. That's the secret. You know, there's an athletic aspect to this, and that's important, but building the boat's the main event.
Dennis Carlson and Jan Froelich won Vikings game tickets for finishing second. Wayne and Ron Kruckenberg took third to take home a $100 gift certificate. Over $1,000 in merchandise prize money was up for grabs in the 36-hole event. Duffers were grouped into competitive flights after Saturday's first round to make Sunday's final go-round that much more fun. Rather chilly with gusty winds for the final round, but a whole lot better than last year when it snowed. This was an unusual scene today. Guy Otteson having to drop a ball after parking one in the water. Probably the first he's lost all summer. Third place in the prestigious championship flight went to this man, Jay Ullman. He fired consecutive 78s for a 12 over 156. Lee DeForest took second, 2 strokes behind this year's KFYR tourney champ, Guy Otteson. Otteson with a 2-day total of 153. Today he failed to sink a single birdie while carding 7 bogeys.
What part of your game would you say this weekend was really on, and what part of your game wasn't as good as it usually is?
Well, nothing was really on this weekend. I hit everything about the same. Not as good as I have been playing, but still pretty consistent. And I'm not really satisfied with the scores I shot, but I'm happy to win.
Guy probably happy to get in out of the cold, too. Paul Davis for KX12 Sports.
That's all, Paul.
People watch football in many fashions. There's the get mad in front of the TV person, or the get mad at the game type. I don't know which is worse. Here's one who wouldn't notice if an earthquake hit. But the best kind of a football watcher to be is the one who just won $100 in the KX12 Pro Football Forecast. But you can't play unless you pick up your Pro Football Forecast form at any of these sponsors.
Ivan Gandru, Rosenbaum's Showboat Cinema.
Steve, what do you think about St. Mary's?
They're going to be tough. They say they got a lot of people hurt, but
yeah,
we'll see when time the game comes.
As a ball player, how much does it mean to you to beat Bismarck?
It means a lot to me. I didn't get to play in last year's game, and it was a big game for us. It ended our streak, and it stopped us from being #1 seed in the tournament, and so I really want to beat them bad.
Tomorrow night marks the 55th meeting between Bismarck and St. Mary's. The Demons lead this series with 8 more victories. This year's teams have a lot in common. Both are unbeaten on the strength of potent offenses and stingy defenses.
We're not as worried about their pass as everyone thinks we are, because I don't think they're going to throw that much.
Do you feel that they got any big people that can really bounce you around?
Yeah.
The Demons' top offensive threat is running back Todd Olson. He's coming off a 5-touchdown, 240-yard rushing performance. As far as the Saints, they've lost 2 first-string workhorses to injury. Upstart Roger Aberle will try to pick up where he left off last week, churning out over 160 yards on the ground. What do you think benefits Roger with maybe a frozen turf? Can you perform on a frozen ground?
Well, we're going to have to, I guess, because it's going to be hard to cut and stuff on the ground. You know, you can't gain much traction, but hopefully we'll be able to go.
Of course the coaches are optimistic.
What's your gut feeling for this year's showdown?
Well, I'm confident. Our kids have played real well under pressure. We've had a lot of big ball games this year, and this is just another big game.
Gut feelings, I'm looking forward to the game. It's always a very exciting game for us and for the fans and for the city. Of course, I think that we're going to be able to win the game.
Simply ideal road running conditions as the runners nervously took their marks. When they were off, nearly 265 of a various assortment of men, women, and children took their best shot at the Run for Liberty 2. A 5-mile trek around Riverside Road, left on Timber Lane, up a ways, and then back again on Riverside to the start-finish line at Riverwood Golf Course. Minot's Tim Francis pulled away from the pack at the 3-mile mark and was never challenged. His winning time, 25 minutes, 2 seconds. And Minot's Patty Rossmiller was first for the ladies, 32 minutes, 55 seconds.
I could have run a little faster maybe if it would have been closer. I could have gone a little quicker, but I felt I ran good and felt I ran a lot faster than I think what the time was. But.
Oh, by the way, the fastest time for man's best friend belonged to this character, Knobs Black Dink. Not a bad time for 4 legs. Take soccer, for instance. In Bismarck, you know, only a handful of the junior highs even provided. That's where the Bismarck Recreational Soccer League comes in. And it's not just for the boys. Why, they even let the ladies get their kicks.
This league is innovative in several areas. Fill me in.
Well, the league is basically based on values and equal participation for all the members. We don't keep track of scores for each game.
You don't keep no scores?
No. Whoever wins is whoever plays.
Right. All right.
There are no individual statistics for kids, for teams. Mm-hmm. It's just out there to have fun.
Roughly 1,200 kids making up 82 different teams comprise the 7-year-old Bismarck Soccer League. They have a big weekend upcoming.
The league's 7-week season comes to an end with a bang. Their annual soccer jamboree tomorrow, with 78 teams kicking it around all day long at Sertoma Park. No prizes or trophies, just for the go of it.
You all psyched up for Saturday?
Yeah. It's going to be pretty fun.
I imagine you guys will be hitting the rack early Friday night since you're going to be playing all day Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
No partying.
No.
Hope he listens. 5 games in 1 day, enough to do anybody in. "13 months after winning a gold and 2 silvers at the Olympics, 20-year-old gymnast Julianne McNamara is still in the spotlight.
No, I'm not burnt out. I still love the sport.
And how? Why else would she drop her on-campus studies at UCLA and put on exhibitions in faraway places like Bismarck, North Dakota?
I travel quite a lot, and during school I just bring my books with me, and it's really, if you're motivated and you're disciplined, then you can do a lot of things on the roads. Also studying acting outside of school. I'm under contract to Universal Studios, which has been a great opportunity for me, and doing a lot of things with them. And at the same time, I'm still working out and really loving the sport still, and would like to compete some more, and performing a lot, which I really enjoy, and just having a lot of fun with life, and still meeting all kinds of people.
Julianne McNamara, the only American gal to score 5 perfect 10s in an Olympiad. Still knocking them dead in good old USA. Paul Davis for CBS News.
You guys do your
streak? What streak? You know, the one that has the Bismarck High gals shooting for their 5th straight state title. Here's the architect.
Well, it's nice to see them develop. I think if they get the right workouts and they can develop, and you let them do their own thing a little bit, they'll they'll develop into their own, and they get the confidence they need and those sorts of things. It certainly helps if they have talent to begin with.
Yeah, you're gonna have the good people.
You know, but I just think we stay close, and we're a good close bunch, and we work hard.
Barb Wagner, Marianne Nordstrom, Lisa Walker, and Katie McDonald are the mainstays, along with this young lady.
I think I've had a pretty good season. The beginning of the season was kind of hard. I was kind of inconsistent. But with Barb has kind of been first runner sometimes, and if I'm not up there, she usually is.
The Demon Men are led by a brother tandem.
I imagine you guys push each other, don't you?
Not really. I've stayed in front of him for every meet except for one.
I'm sure that's pushed him.
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you try to stay with your brother and try to match his accomplishments?
Yeah, I mostly try to get a pace off of him and stay with him as long as I can.
Dickinson and Fargo South are the teams to beat on Saturday. Bismarck is ready.
Stretch it out.
Before you walk, you've got to learn to crawl. And before you can take a slap shot, you've got to be able to skate. And learning how to motor along on the ice is exactly what the Parks and Rec Department's preschool hockey program is all about.
You know, folks, as I watch this stuff, I can't help but wonder, is this how Wayne Gretzky started out?
Sure he did, but I doubt his first coach was this excited about it.
I love it. I do. It makes everything all worthwhile to see those little kids skate. Boys identify with hockey players, you know, and they really are hockey players out there. They really are. Their folks are so dedicated. You know, I've got moms and dads and even babysitters that come down here 3 times a week. They got these kids all equipped. Helmets, you know, the whole gear. And it's, you know, it's their dedication that makes this whole program work.
This is the 3rd season for preschool hockey. The kids range from 18 months to 5 years. They meet for 45 minutes 3 times a week.
Did you score any goals today?
Yeah.
Do you want to be a hockey player or a baseball player?
Hockey player.
Why? Hockey players get beat up all the time.
Because why I taught him.
Here's the lone young lady in the group.
Tell me this, Melissa. Did any of those little boys knock you down? What would you do if they did? Would you slap them with your stick?
Good for you, Melissa. And good idea, Parks and Recreation Department.
See, word is spreading across the Bismarck Junior College campus like wildfire about the major administrative decision announced today. Here is the story.
Members of the media and interested athletic department personnel got the word from the college's president.
But this morning is singularly that effective immediately, Bismarck Junior College will discontinue intercollegiate football.
Lidstrom blamed the course of action on dwindling athletic monies from the state, the elimination of sports-related scholarships starting next season, and the difficulty of finding junior college gridiron competition in neighboring states. Hard to believe that the Community Bowl has seen its last Mystics football game. We got some of the student reaction.
Does it kind of tee you off?
Yeah, it does. I think that, you know, they spend all the money on different things, you know, and football is one of them. I don't play myself, but, you know, I think it's, you know, it's one of the things that draws in, you know, people from other parts of the state.
Yes, I hate to see him drop the football from BJC. Well, it gets the students involved with other things. It gets the community involved with the students. With BJC, you have just a backing. I just wonder how it's going to affect out-of-state students and what it will do to motivate the college in general. The school doesn't do well without a football team.
Here's the man who's lost his job.
I think it's a bad thing for any small college to lose any form of their athletic program. I think it's a great thing for the educational value of the young men. Even though we didn't win a lot of games, the kids still learned how to handle tough situations.
Administrators say they'll save over $45,000 with football's demise. They'll channel that money towards volleyball, basketball, and wrestling. The Pep fans' warm-up tune was like the lull before the storm, a demon storm. Things started simmering when Harold Hammerin brought up his state playoff-bound hoopsters for a bow or two. Then all heck broke loose when the Demon Nuts took the floor. One of their bravest reminded each and every Bismarck backer standard equipment for Saturday's football game against St. Mary's. First and foremost, a real sturdy fishing rod. Secondly, one of Mom's hottest frying pans. And last but not least, a snappy spatula to flick the fish while frying. But the sharpest demon tongue belonged to the head coach, Bob Feeney, who mixed praise for his 9 senior team members with bona fide St. Mary's digs.
Well, we've got to show St. Elsewhere, and what do we call 7th Street something? I don't know what our name is, but we're going to show them where we're from Saturday at 1:15.
I don't know which is going to be better, the pre-game hype or the battle itself. Folks are still talking about the last time they played, a month ago, when the Demons forced the Saints into 7 turnovers for a 19-14 win. The victory pretty much wrapped up the WDA crown for them.
You know, our kids came out of the game, you know, very confident that they could, that they were good enough to be able to play with Bismarck, and I think that'll help us this time.
How do you beat this club again?
Well, we didn't play very well the first time, and they played a lot better than we did, and you know, we just got the breaks.
It's close to midnight, something evil's lurking in the dark.
Tomorrow's most likely break man, as in break one loose, is this number 2 character. His returns are longer than most going out of business sales.
Mike, I imagine if there was ever a time when you could come up with one of your patented punt or kickoff returns, it would be Saturday, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to really have one. I haven't had a kickoff return this year. It's kind of my goal at the beginning of the year to have a kickoff.
With the kind of a ball game that we're anticipating, do you almost wish that you could sit in the stands and watch it?
Yes, I'm having trouble sleeping. It's going to be a good one. You know, a lot of people are going to show up, and they're going to be in for a good game.
The Demons are the defending state Class A champions. They're riding a precious 18-game win streak.
Well, give me an idea what the intensity level has been like in camp all week.
Well, it's been pretty good. We've been fired up and ready to play, I think.
Did you ever play in a game with this much drama leading up to it?
No, I never have. I came from a small high school, and we didn't do too well when I was in high school, except when I was a junior. We did finish second, but not second in the state.
Are you really keyed up for this team?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's a one-in-a-lifetime thing.
Bismarck and St. Mary's tomorrow. Thriller number 2. And indeed they should be. During the long gridiron season, these young ladies have given it their all too.
We were so excited coming home from Fargo last weekend, and we wanted Bismarck to win. I mean, I guess they're a harder team for us to play, but if anybody knocks them out, we'd like to be the people that do it. Yeah, I agree.
Do you guys have any special things up your sleeves? Any new things you're going to unveil this weekend at the ball game to help the fans get pumped?
Yes, we do, but Paul, that's a secret till the game.
Come on, you got to level with me.
Well, we're having balloons, a lot of balloons, and posters.
In other words, the handwriting will be on the used field walls Saturday thanks to their outstanding penmanship.
Been watching these teams all year. Give me a prediction.
I think it's going to be probably 21-7.
Favor of?
St. Mary's.
How stupid of me. Well, you've heard it right here. The cheerleaders from St. Mary's are primed and ready. But they've got one final message for you.
Come to the exorcism on Saturday when the Saints drive out the demons!
Folks are still talking about the last time they played, a month ago, when the Demons forced the Saints into 7 turnovers for a 19-14 win. The victory pretty much wrapped up the WDA crown for them.
You know, our kids came out of the game, you know, very confident that they could, that they were good enough to be able to play with Bismarck, and I think that'll help us this time.
How do you beat this club again?
Well, we didn't play very well the first time, and they played a lot better than we did, and you know, we just got the breaks.
It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark.
Tomorrow's most likely break man, as in break one loose, is this number 2 character. His returns are longer than most going out of business sales.
Mike, I imagine if there was ever a time when you could come up with one of your patented punt or kickoff returns, it would be Saturday, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to really have one. I haven't had a kickoff return this year. It's kind of my goal at the beginning of the year to have a kickoff.
With the kind of a ball game that we're anticipating, do you almost wish that you could sit in the stands and watch it?
Yes, I'm having trouble sleeping. It's going to be a good one. A lot of people are going to show up, and they're going to be in for a good game.
The Demons are the defending state Class A champions. They're riding a precious 18-game win streak.
Well, give me an idea what the intensity level has been like in camp all week.
Well, it's been pretty good. We've been fired up and ready to play, I think.
Did you ever play in a game with this much drama leading up to it?
No, I never have. I came from a small high school, and we didn't do too well when I was in high school, except when I was a junior. We did finish second, but not second in the state.
Are you really keyed up for this team?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's a one-in-a-lifetime thing.
Bismarck and St. Mary's tomorrow. Thriller number 2. The intensity level was high all week long. The Saints wanted the Demons, and the Demons wanted the Saints. This wasn't a football game, folks. It was a masterpiece. St. Mary's played flawless ball in the first half. Mark Hummel's 39-yard TD sprint put them up 13-0 into the locker room. In the third, Superfish let the Demons back in it. Usually dependable Mike Schmaltz muffs the punt. Kelly cleanly recovered at the 16. 4 plays later, Steve Feeney lofts one to Warren Schatz. It was 13-6 after they missed the conversion. Next Saints possession, the give to Tom Klein. He fumbles. Brian Cedarstrom recovered. Bismarck drove for the equalizer after that, and then on the move again. Feeney to Kevin Gorder, a circus catch down to the 10-yard line. Demon fans got their fishnets out. Todd Olson got the call next. His 5-yard scamper made it 20-13 Demons as the third quarter ran out. Now, with 2.5 to play, Bismarck up 27-20. St. Mary's unveils their ping pong play. Hummel to Scott Gunderson in the flat. He pitches to Roger Aberle. Aberle all the way down to the 2-yard line. After a QB keeper for the score, the Saints go for all the marbles. Their try for two falls through when Hummel fumbles trying to pass. The clock would tick down on Bismarck's second straight Class A title, 27-26.
Second half we came out, did a heck of a job.
Congratulations, baby.
Thanks.
No, they kept coming back, but we stuck together and we're state champions.
I have never been through anything like that in my life. No, we got beat by a great team today. Great team doesn't make turnovers. We made the turnovers, they capitalized.
Bismarck may have the trophy, but both teams had the heart. No, you won't see Michael Jordan-style slam dunks. Rather, just a group of guys and gals enjoying the game of wheelchair basketball. Their specially made chairs go about $1,000. There is no double dribble violation, but you can be called for traveling. No more than 2 pushes are allowed without bouncing the ball at least once. You can also get caught too long in the lane. The Capital Wheelers are prepping for their 4th season. Last year, they went 9-2 on the campaign. What kind of season are you going to have?
I think maybe we'll lose one.
Well, it's a good activity. It provides an opportunity in the winter to do some recreation. Provides an opportunity for us to get out and show the ability of disabled folks rather than disability.
The Capital Wheelers have 14 on the roster so far. Anyone is welcome. The only stipulation, members must be physically unable to play regular hoop.
I always liked the sport of basketball. My brothers are all basketball players, and I always enjoyed the sport. And this is the only way I can play, so this is the way I enjoy it.
I've never fouled out. Got close to it, but I never fouled out.
The Capital Wheelers, they open up next weekend against the University of North Dakota.
No, it's no surprise at all. I had it in my mind that we could do it right at the start.
What the Mystic women did was win a state junior college title, their 2nd in 3 years. Here's their #1 strategist.
Well, I mean, you know, some coaches are real tense, and you're not that way. Are you?
I try not.
They make a mistake, you're laughing with them. You're saying, hey, shake it off and come on, next play.
I think it's, you know, there's a tendency to athletes to get down on themselves, and then when you make a mistake, you know you've made it, and these women are pretty mature. They don't need me rallying at them when they've made a mistake.
Mistakes few and far between for this crew. 32 victories, just 6 defeats. Here's the underlying theme.
It's a team thing. Like, one person can't make somebody win.
And I think that's been so obvious with you all this year.
Yeah. Because at the beginning of the year, we weren't really playing together that well, but towards the end, we've gotten way better. And our starting lineup has changed, and I think we're playing better than we have beginning.
All right, now the Region 13 tourney Saturday in Minneapolis. Win that and BJC qualifies for the Nationals in, listen to this, Miami.
Is it tough to get motivated for what's up next?
When we think of Florida, no, it's not tough to get motivated at all. Like, we can envision ourselves laying on the beach. We're there.
Tell you what, with that attitude, I wouldn't bet against him. Good luck, Mystics. Watch this fantastic individual effort. It may be great for the fans in TV highlight films, but for a head coach, it's a real nightmare. No matter who you talk to on this Marauder basketball team, they are all saying the same thing. We got to play Coach Portke's team concept.
We got a lot of talent. I think it's just the challenge of mixing the players. You know, we got a lot of junior college players. You know, they used to be in the Stars, and out here, you know, we just play a team game.
One man anxious to agree with Larson is junior Jerome Nichols, number 45. He is averaging close to 20 points a game.
It's kind of fun for me, you know, to coach stretch team defense, team offense, so everybody get a chance to put the ball up, which is my kind of idea.
The Marauders are coming off a 21-11 season. Last year they made it to the NAIA playoffs. 8 were lost to graduation, including 4 starters. but 5 junior college transfers have eased the growing pains.
What are some of the positive elements you like about this team so far?
Well, we feel very strong. We've got good depth, and we always want to have 8 starters, and I think we can go down to 9 kids right now and not get hurt. And we'll start different kids, according to who we're playing and where we're playing them at. So depth is our strength.
Part of that strength is Dave Alberson, the former Bismarck Junior College standout.
I feel comfortable with my offensive game, and a lot of the other guys do too. And I think it's going to be one man on one night, one man on the next night. And I think you're going to see a lot of guys in double figures a lot of the time.
Which would mean, obviously, that Al Bortke's team philosophy is thriving.
If you don't like what you're doing, you should probably do something else.
Hey, make no mistake about it. Frank Anderson loves what he does at Wachter Junior High. In the classroom, he teaches math, computer science, and Phi-Yen. But wrestling is his first love. He helped establish a grapplers program at Wachter, and he's been at it for 16 years.
You are content. You're not the kind of a guy, from what I can tell, that needs the pat on the back. You don't need to go to the high school or college level as a coach and receive the rewards of having successful programs that are known nationally or statewide anyway.
Well, I think everybody has, a level that they like to work at. I do other things besides coach wrestling. I do a lot of refereeing, and so that takes up a lot of my time, and it kind of coincides with the coaching part of it. I enjoy working with these kids, and I like working with the basics, and I think from the progress that we've seen in the past, the kids really come through with good basic wrestling, and I think where we really need good coaches are down in the basics.
Bismarck, St. Mary's, and Century Highs can all thank Frank Anderson for the solid foundation he's laid in the past and no doubt will set down in the future.
All right, up on your feet.
The Demon Pucksters did something last season that no other capital city team had done before. They won a game in the state tournament, but only 4 seniors are back to lead in 85.
Pluses, goaltending. We've got 2 kids who have played. Brad Matsky's been playing since he was a freshman. He's got the job until Reed takes it away from him or Bradley gives it to him. Reed's a 9th grader, Reed Grunseth. Strong kid, he's going to play a lot of hockey for us. The minuses, I guess, would be our inexperience at a lot of positions. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6 forwards who haven't played much hockey. It's a concern. We've got 2 real raw defensemen, Blake Bina and Jeff Livermont. Question marks. We feel that with time they'll become a very important part of this team. We may struggle a little bit early.
Now, this team may play under the BHS banner, but kids from St. Mary's High are also on the roster.
You guys be a mean bunch is what I'm asking.
I think we can. We got some size. We got a few big guys coming up that should, once they see a few people start hitting, everybody usually starts hitting.
Was that a problem last year, maybe not aggressive enough?
Yeah, and too many people didn't want to sacrifice their body. They didn't want to come home bruised and go, oh, I'm hurt. They want to go, oh, I want to just go home so I can go be feeling okay, but that's not the way it is this year.
Oh, as a team now, have you set any goals?
Well, we hope to do our best and make it to state, things like that, just not to let ourselves down.
I like that. Give it your best shot and then skate away. The Patriots are bending over backwards this year to attain the promised land, the state's postseason tourney. They lost 7 to graduation. Remember, Century nearly beat eventual state champion Grafton last season.
Well, we had some pretty good players coming back. Not a whole lot of them that were proven players on our team last year, but we had Eric Fortman and Mike Sullivan. Kelly Bachmeyer on one line will be a really tough line this year. And then Mike Heitkamp was a 9th grader. And John McDonald, who's a senior, is last year. His defense will be one of the best defense in the state as far as I'm concerned. So we got some real good players back, but the rest of them are a little bit inexperienced at this this point.
Actually, only 4 seasoned veterans to lead Century this season. All 4 want to leave their mark. John, are you hoping that some of that emotional level that you enjoyed at the end of last year, are you hoping that that carries into this year?
Oh yeah, I think it will. Going through the first game, everybody's anxious to, prove that we can still, we're still good, even though we lost a lot of people from last year.
Are the Patriots going to be physical this year?
Yes, we will. We'll be very physical this year. We got some good, strong people. We're looking to use a body.
I noticed you say that with a gleam in your eye. We'll find out about that aspect soon enough. Boy, it's great to take off the practice jerseys and play for real.
Yeah, really getting excited for it. It's been 2 weeks. It's probably the longest part of the season is the beginning part because we go for such a long time without seeing any games.
You're anxious to start hitting somebody else.
Yep, you bet.
Go for it, Pats. Here's 2 bits that say you reach that promised land. Of course, the Lady Mystics are disappointed that their top gun, All-American candidate Charlie Rothermel, is out of commission after breaking a bone, but life goes on.
We decided that we're just going to give it our best shot no matter what happens, and we have nothing to lose down there. We're going to go for it.
Well, obviously it took more than one person to get you here.
Oh yeah, there's 6 people out on the floor, and we all did it together. It's going to be a little tough without Charlie, but we're there, so we're going to do it.
Well, it hurts us that Charlie's not playing, but we have good people from the bench who can help us out a lot.
One young lady will especially have to pick up the slack, so says Coach. What kind of readjustments now?
We're looking at, basically I'm going to start with Ramona Cunningham in the spot that Charlie's been playing. So we'll go with her. She's a strong hitter, and she's played that spot before for us and has been really our backup in those spots and our backup blocker, so that's what we'll do.
Well, in Thanksgiving Day's opening round, the Mystics take on teams from Maryland, Kansas City, and Wyoming, the 3rd, 6th, and 11th seeds in the 16-team field. BJC is the 14th seed. Okay, now with the injury, what role will you take on as a member of the team now? Number 1 cheerleader, I guess?
Yep, and I'll be on the beach first all the time.
Ah, yes. Besides the volleyball stuff, the BJC crew also plans plenty of S&S, surf and sun. They proceeded to the starting gate like a herd of doomed turkeys headed for slaughter. Man, was it cold. Why, many of the stopwatches conked out. 10 below, -50 wind chill, ideal race conditions for Eskimos. 217 weary souls involved in either the 6.2 or 2.6 races and the 2.6-mile race walk. Traffic halted as they made their way from the Civic Center, down 3rd Street, across the Expressway, and right on Denver Avenue. After a spell on the Riverwood Road, the pack gladly headed back. Tim Peel from St. Edwards, Nebraska was the first to cross the finish line. Like many of the other 2.6 milers, he had a complaint.
There wasn't anybody at the turnaround mark, so I think I ran about an extra 1/10 of a mile.
Brian Rosen won the race walk in 34 minutes 50 seconds. And here's the finish to the 10K. Jeff Manley from Carrington outlasted Kent Geander.
First time that I raced in snow like this, and it's kind of different. Not like running when it's dry, but it's pretty fun.
He can't mean that. The real fun, taking home one of the precious Turkey Trot trophies. You look marvelous. Actually, the Patriots have deserved that compliment for quite a while. They've finished second in the state the last 4 seasons. What about now?
This is the best turnout we've ever had at Century. I think we had 32 wrestlers report, and that's good news. And the bad news, of course, is about what you were saying. We have a lot of depth in the middleweight classes, but in the top and bottom we're just 1 deep. So injuries in the lower weights or upper weights could hurt us.
How would you like to be the only senior on this traditionally good team, huh? Here he is. So you're a better wrestler this year than you were last year?
Hope so, yeah.
The weights have gotten you a little bit stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And what about your intellect on the mat? Have you picked up any new moves that you didn't have last year?
Yeah, I'm working on my takedowns more, getting second takedown instead of just one takedown. Everybody knows what I'm going to do when I walk out on the mat, and they can coach against me. So.
Besides coaching against Sheeds, teams will have to worry about Century's other second-place finisher at States last year.
Now, would you describe yourself as a power wrestler or a finesse kind of a guy? Do you pin a lot of people, or do you usually outpoint people?
I pin a lot, but I don't know. I know I don't like to power my guys because I can't really. Not that strong, but try to use their moves.
John Corwin, Craig Larson, and Terry Steiner, some of the other grapplers Coach McCullum is counting on in '85. Maybe this will be the year Century shrugs off the bridesmaid label and really looks marvelous.
Okay, let's line up, guys. 15 apiece, Steve. Paul, 15 apiece.
It is Vern Brew's 10th season with the Saints wrestling program, his 7th as the #1 general. He lights up when asked about key people.
It'll be the individuals that did well for us last year in the state tournament. Mick Pucklich, who's hurt now, hopefully we'll have him back by the weekend, placed in the state tournament for us. Paul Atkinson, Steve McCormick, both won over in Mandan in their tournament. Tom Richter, who was hurt last year, was always a winner for us. He's back out now again, and we were hoping to see a lot from him this year. So those are our main people that we're really counting on every time they go out on the mat.
You heard the name McCormick, right? Well, he finished 3rd in the state in '84 at 138 pounds. Now he's stationed at 145.
Now, you talk about improvement. Coach was telling me that last year, well, you were a lot better wrestler this year than you were last year. You've already beaten some people that you lost to last year.
I felt I was just as good last year, but I had a hip injury and I didn't get out till Christmas. And I felt I was always one step behind everybody else because I didn't get in. I just always a step behind. I wasn't in good shape. I didn't have my timing down, but I feel this year I'm coming out strong from the beginning. I'm going to keep it up throughout the year.
He's off to a good start, as his teammate Paul Atkinson, who's 4-0 at 132-38.
What's the heart like in these Saints this year?
We're feeling really good about the team this year. Coach is really looking forward to a lot. He thinks we can place pretty high in state. All the guys feel really good about the year.
St. Mary's obviously with every intention of improving on last season's 6th place WDA finish. Take care of the nagging injuries, and they should be a factor. All eyes are on the Grappling Demons. Their bear is back. In his 10th season after a year's sabbatical, same guy.
I come back with the same feelings about cultivating the same kind of winning tradition, and that I started here and cultivated during the years I've been here.
In his absence, BHS's 7-year stronghold on the state crown fell by the wayside in '85. They actually finished 3rd and 2nd in the WDA.
Do you guys feel like you need to make up for last year? I mean, you had a great season, but you lost your state title.
Well, I think the pressure's off a little bit this year than it was more than it was last year. We're not expecting so much this year to take state, but I think we will.
So far, they are 4-0 in duels this season, a tie for first with Williston at the Mandan Lions tourney, despite wrestling only 10 people. They've 2 state champions back, one of them not bashful about commenting on the world-renowned streak, which now stands at 175.
Is that streak like a dark cloud that hangs over this pit every day? You guys know you have to work hard or else you may lose that thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure here. Streak and all, I don't want to be the guy on the team when we lose it.
The streak is number one. That's number one.
The experts picked Bismarck High to finish 2nd in the conference behind Williston. Don't bet on it. If you're not impressed with this group, then you should be. More than 16,000 games in over 1,600 cities since 1927. They're celebrating their 60th season.
Over the years, the names and the faces may have changed for the Globetrotters, but one thing remains a constant. Always a great, exciting show. It got underway last night with the world-renowned circle drill. Like always, the fans were picked on. One had a hat modeled, and Kasia Van Horn got the chance to see just how hard it is to sink one from half court. And in the customary exhibition against the Washington Generals, not only were the opponents outplayed with gems like this from Billy Ray Mobley, but they were red-faced in the process.
Hey, number 5. I love you.
Each one of them have really reached out, and I've enjoyed it because, you know, we don't have to come together now unless we're in practice, we're in a game. But, you know, these guys say if there's anything you need to work on, just don't be afraid. Knock on my door, ask me any questions you like, you know, and then off court, you want to go shopping, you want to go to a movie, you know. So it's just, it's been real good.
I imagine early on, the first couple of outings, the butterflies were just filling up the stomach. Are you feeling more comfortable now?
Yes, I am, but I was comfortable in the beginning because, like I say, they really talked to me a lot and, you know, helped me gain my confidence in being out there.
The princess and princes of basketball, ready, willing, and able to perform anywhere in front of any camera.
Hi, Joel. We love you. We love you.
Some years you like to say, well, we don't have the talent, and a lot of people are saying we don't have the talent this year, but if the kids believe it, then you're in trouble.
Spoken like a true gentleman, and after 10 seasons on the job, he ought to know. Just like he realizes people are whispering about the loss of All-Stater Johnny Schaefer and other top-notch players from last year's team. But wait a minute, there's a silver lining in everything.
There's a better balance this year. We don't rely on that one player, and when everybody's working together, it seems like there's a better team element there. It's a better brand of basketball, if you ask me.
Steve is saddled with the job of trying to make Patriot backers forget about Schaefer heroics. Sounds like he's up to the challenge, as is a certain sophomore.
Kevin Kelch, some of the other hoopsters determined to make the Saints winners again, even without Woody.
You guys take care of the ball like a bunch of old ladies. Throw it away, force the ball, no patience. It's ridiculous.
Attending a
That's about what I want to average per game.
Is that a viable goal, though, John? I mean, you got some people that are going to put some big people up against you.
Yeah, I averaged 8 last year, so.
Challenging both towers through the season will be Don Mormon at a forward spot, Nick Hirsch at the point, Keith Linegang at the offside guard. Brad Anderson's name should also show up in the box scores.
Experience is certainly a plus. Size, overall team speed seems to be real good. Minuses, probably intensity has to be developed a little bit more.
The killer instinct.
The killer instinct. We had a chance to do that last week and failed to do that. I think also we just need to learn to do the little things that make a good basketball team.
Hear, hear. Maybe those little things will add up to one big package for Mandan before it's all over.
Yeah, so far it really hasn't. It's a big loss. We're just, we're playing together as a team. I think that's really helping.
He's referring to the loss of hoop sensation Woody McBride, out for the season with a bad back, and he is right. The Saints have pulled together. After an opening night victory over Trinity, they annihilated everybody's favorite in the WDA this season, Williston.
The victory against Williston meant that much to you?
Yeah, it did. We didn't beat them at all last year. They've been a tough team, and we never expected to win by that much, and it meant a lot. We really wanted that game.
Roger Hope, their new head coach, feels the same way. He's in his first year at the helm after 14 as an assistant. He's got just one starter back from last year's third in the state team. 2 of his kids are playing organized ball for the first time ever.
Well, I think that any ball game that we play in, with the type of individuals that we have, we'll be in the ball game. We'll give everybody a tussle. Some games we'll do well in, some games we won't. I think it all depends upon how we shoot the basketball. We're predominantly a perimeter basketball team because of our size. If we shoot well from the outside, I think we'll do well.
Mark Hummel, Mark Schmaltz, Tim Ellsburn, and Kevin Kelch, some of the other hoopsters determined to make the Saints winners again, even without Woody.
You guys take care of the ball like a bunch of old ladies. Throw it away, force the ball, no patience. It's ridiculous.
Attending a Demon practice is like taking in one big Chinese fire drill. Lots of running, gunning, passing, and pressing.
I think it's about the funnest way you can play it. Yeah, he lets us shoot anywhere we want and just take it whenever we have it.
Well, almost whenever they have it. After 7 seasons on the job, Coach Dwight Quarter knows that the percentage shots are the ones that win ball games. BHS won enough of them last season to snatch 3rd place in the conference. You've already heard from one of their 2 returning senior starters. Here's the other.
Oh, we're a decent ball club right now. We started off pretty slow, and then we won a big one against Williston. We're kind of young right now, and a lot of juniors, and they're really coming along right now.
He means guys like 6'4" Kevin Gorder and 6'2" Brian Bergeson, the Beef Brothers for the Demons' double post offense. Bob Upgren, Corey Schlosser, and Warren Schatz, some of the other kids to watch. After 2 straight road losses, the Demons stood up and were counted with a victory over Williston.
Well, I think our strengths are our quickness, and we've got good athletes, and we've worked very hard so far. And I think if that continues, we'll be a good ball club.
And the better Bismarck's chances of duplicating some of their gridiron magic on the hardwood. Nothing but fun and games today for the Century High grappling team. Coach ordered a pizza, soda, and volleyball. No practice. Yeah, the Patriot wrestlers having a good time this afternoon, but they deserve it after stopping that incredible streak last night on the mat. They did it with good hard wrestling. How else? But in defense of Bismarck, they battled without 3 of their first stringers. They even forfeited at 105. Then the Demons led into the 185-pound match until Craig Larson pinned Jim Feist to make it 28-24 Patriots. It meant BHS's heavyweight Mike Barth needed to nail down at least 4 points with a major decision to tie the match, or win the Bowl of Wax with a superior decision or even a pin. He got neither. Only a 7-5 decision worth 3 points. 28-27 Century. The streak was over. You were taking on a guy that had pinned you earlier in the season. What was going through your mind?
I was really nervous because last time he had caught me in the second period with arm bars and just put me on my back. He's a real strong kid, and I was just hoping I could, if he did take me down, I could get back up real quick.
You beat a state champion. How'd you do it?
Well, I think I have to give a lot of the credit to my brother, Troy. He wrestled him all year last year, and
he gave you some advice?
He helped me.
I was really nervous yesterday, and of course everybody else was, and I just, have a lot of respect for Bismarck High. I was here when the streak got started, and through coaching, really been part of that streak, and so I had a lot of respect for it, and I just wanted to have the wrestlers just give 100%.
Which they did, and in defeat, the man who designed the national winning streak, a true gentleman.
Like I told the kids after the match was over last night, God works in mysterious ways, and sometimes we don't like to, face what it is, or we don't quite understand it. But at the same time, it might be a blessing in disguise. But yet, it's something that we don't, at the moment, really relish. But yet, at the same time, we, this string started with a loss, and maybe we can start another one.
Maybe so, Coach, but for now, the spotlight is on Century. How does it feel to be a part of this streak-busting team?
Really good, really great. That's the biggest thrill of my life, I think.
The 1985 high school football season, not a bad one for Century's Patriots. Under head coach Bruce Jacobson, they went a respectable 5-4. In 7 seasons under coach Bruce Jacobson, the Patriots have won 31 ball games. They've lost 34. And that's exactly where the record will stand, because today, Jacobson resigned. And we tracked him down, cleaning out his office to find out why.
It's kind of funny. I've had people who ask my wife or myself, well, what's your husband doing now that the season's over? People don't realize that this job is 12 months a year. It's 6 or 7 days a week, and there's always something going on that needs your attention. And I just feel in my own mind that I need to get a little bit of time away from that, a little bit more time with my family, and take a look at, do I want to continue with this, or do I want to do something else?
Jacobson will stay on as a math and computer science teacher at the school he has a lot of respect for.
It's a great school. It's an excellent football job, and I think it has a great potential in the future to become an excellent football school. I've enjoyed my stay, and I'm thankful that I can leave this particular job with good feelings, not only with the people that I've worked with, but also the athletes that I've had a chance to coach.
So the Century High football program now in search of a new head coach. Bruce Jacobson stepping down today. It happens every year. Latter part of January, the entire school goes berserk. They call it Snowfest. Check this place out. There's enough paper, banners, and confetti to stock a typical New York City ticker tape parade. This just happened to be Beach Day. Here's how one of the highly respected teachers came attired. Nobody missed today's wrap-up pep rally. Here's second place in the best skit competition. The junior class with their version of the Chicago Bears Super Bowl Shuffle. But the seniors with James Brown and his Disciples of Soul took top honors. Cal Collins is in his 6th year at the Mary College helm. Once again, he seems to have found the right combinations for the right situations. Mary College's Lady Marauders are a very respectable 14-7 overall in the season and 7-1 in the Women's Athletic Conference of North Dakota. Yes, Patty Mercer is a very big reason why. The junior center's vital stats read like this: 23 points averaged per game, 11 rebounds averaged per game. Throw in the fact that she hits 60% of her field goals, and you've got yourself a pretty tough cookie. How far has she come as a ball player since her freshman year?
Patty's improved greatly. She came in as a freshman. I know in high school she'd played a lot of zone and done a lot of standing in the middle with her arms up, and I think she's increased her defensive abilities greatly, and it's through hard work.
Another tidbit about this standout: she's carrying a triple major, PE, elementary, and special education. And she's also after a minor in coaching. Her grade point average hovers near a perfect 4.0, and probably a class in humility somewhere along the line.
I played well. This is by far my best season, but then I'm playing with people that are above average. It's easy to play well.
Play well is exactly what Mercer did 3 weeks ago against Dickinson State. She set a school record with 38 points. What turns you on, really? Is it scoring 28, 38, or is it blocking 15 like you did a couple of nights ago against Dickinson State?
The best thing it really is for me to get a rebound and to get it out and get the fast break going. That's what I like the best.
Patty Mercer, one of this state's very best. There were supposed to be 2 starts like this, one for the fast performers, another for the not so well trained, but only 16 turned out for this year's biathlon, so everybody ran together. The 6.5-mile foot race began on Washington Street, headed west on Century to Highway 83. Back again past Century High School, all the way down to Tyler Parkway. After the trek on the Parkway, Divide was the last leg back to the YMCA. Defending champion Dexter Frank and assistant CHS hockey coach was the first to head inside. Women's record holder Becky Claremont was right behind. After quick dashes to the locker rooms, it was into the water, although some didn't even wait to get behind closed doors. 22 laps, the required distance in the pool. It didn't matter which strokes you preferred. Yes, it was painful. Here's your winner.
Well, I was way back in the field, and they just came back to me, basically, and after I got a lead, I knew my swimming was going to be pretty tough today, and I was going to do a good job in the pool, but running that course is really difficult. There's a big hill at the midway point, and after that, your legs really are tired.
Oh yeah, I feel really lucky. The only reason I got second is because like last year I had about the same time and I was 5th, and the people that were 2nd, 3rd, and 4th this year didn't show up.
I was slower in the run. I was about 1.5 minutes slower than what I ran last year. And my pool time was slower too, so you know, I felt good overall. I felt great running, and in the pool I felt pretty good. It's just, I know my time didn't.
Hats off to this fella in the orange. At 60, Dr. Joe Cleary, the oldest to compete today. This is the 4th year for wheelchair hoop. 5 teams, Northwestern Bell, Scooter Shack, Knights of Columbus, Mandan Villa, and the Capital City Wheelers all paid $20 to go for the gold. Keep in mind the rule changes: 2 10-minute halves, a 5-second lane violation, a dribble required between 2 arm pushes, and nobody fouls out. Here in my hand, the official list of rules for this wheelchair basketball tourney, and item number 6 reads like this. This tournament is recreational. Have fun and be good sports. I think we've seen that tonight. Yeah, but what we didn't see was a whole lot of scoring. Here in Game 1, Mandan Villa in blue took on the Knights of Columbus. Check out the Villa pass work. Jay Martin, bingo! His only bucket of the night, though. Later, more teamwork. Jay Martin feeds Martin Silvernagel. That's his only deuce in the game. Villa led 8-4 with the clock ticking down. Here's the Knights' last-ditch effort for a final score. It is off. Villa goes bonkers. John, I've just seen the game stats. You were the high scorer with 4 points. What was going through your mind during most of the game?
I don't know, just winning mostly. Because I've never played except wheelchair basketball before, and I don't know, it's just a big challenge.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It looks easier than it is.
Yeah, it looks a lot easier than it is and stuff. Well, you got to work, so it's a lot different from just playing ordinary basketball.
Now, this Villa team, you guys look like you know what you're doing out there, huh?
Yeah, we do. We